review update. 3 years. It's been 3 years since I made this light, or this hood light, with my adapters. Actually, it's the stock assembly, but I welded a handle on here, and then I put some bump stops on here, and as you can see, it still works great. None of the LEDs have burnt out. It's the Costco snap-on floor model, or floor floodlight. I think it was like $40. You can get it on Amazon, anywhere. And this is my real world review. As you can see, I use it daily. Whatever you see in my videos, I use daily. The rigid drills, I love them. I have 3 of them. My impact gun, well, that's a new one. But anyways, everything you see, I use. So if anybody wants to send me some stuff for reviewing, no need to make an actual review video, because things will be used. When things get used in a video, people will see it. When you're inspecting CV joints for wear and everything looks smooth, just to make sure, take one of the balls and then just run it along the channel, and you shouldn't feel anything. No clicking, no resistance. So the outer cage is okay. The inner cage, you can see there's some lines here. So I'm doing this one-handed, sorry. There's some lines here where the ball makes contact. The ball will usually ride in one area mainly, and that's where it wears. So as you're cornering, this piece shifts inside here, and that causes the ball to move away from its normal seat position, and it'll cause a clicking sound. It's faint to hear, but anyways, you can sort of see it here as well. So the ball is mainly here, and then as you're turning the steering wheel, this guy shifts. The ball comes out of its seat here. It'll run across the ridge, and then that's the clicking you hear. So anyways, what I'm basically, long story short, is if it looks okay, but you had noise, most likely it is due to the bearing itself. B5 Passat 1.8 turbo, coolant flange replacement. Who wants to see it done, or at least the removal part of it? It's such a pain in the ass, but I finally recorded one. Video should be up this weekend, Sunday. The 1.8T is the only engine that I know of that, in terms of exception, fluid returning back into the reservoir. You can barely see it here. It's not going to be a solid stream like all the others. It's just hovering right there. Every now and then you can see a little spurt. And that's mainly because there's coolant. The coolant will flow this way rather than up this way. So if you don't see any flow here, don't panic. As long as the lower hose gets warm, which is right down here, and as long as the needle doesn't go past the middle, just keep an eye on the gauge. It should stay nicely in the middle. You should have heat. As long as you have heat, the water pump is circulating. If I squeeze the hose here, you'll see fluid. You can see fluid splashing all the way up to here. But when it's idling here at high idle, you don't really see it. Not like the 2 liters and all the others. But there is a trickle. It's hard to spot, but you can see it right there. And at minimum, when you take this hose off, you have to be able to blow into it, because air has to be able to come back out. If the air can't get out into the bottle, you're gonna have an airlock and you're gonna overheat. The timing belt water pump is leaking on this one. Belt has been replaced before. It looks like a Conti Tech, but you can see it's starting to crack. I don't know why you would want to wait that long. This is an interference fit engine. The belt can look smooth here, but the teeth can let go. So it's better to change these belts sooner than later. Anyways, just thought I'd give you an update. Oh, and somebody was asking if you need to disconnect the radiator hoses when doing a timing belt with the lock carrier in service position. In service position, no, you do not need to disconnect the radiator hoses. So at this point, I'm going to continue with the timing belt, water pump, tensioner, etc. and the roller. Cam seal looks okay, crank seal looks okay. If I do get a go ahead on one of those two, specifically the crankshaft, then I will remove the lock carrier away from from service position. Had a Eurovan with a almost 3 amp current draw. I already checked all the fuses. Right now I got my ammeter in line here. All my fuses, pulled them one by one. Draw doesn't change. If I disconnect the alternator charging wire from the starter, the draw goes to 0. I'm just going to reattach it. And you can see the draw is back. 3 amps. So this one is going to need an alternator, probably a shorted diode or something. Okay, what have we got here?
We have misfiring car with a number 2 injector shorted to ground, and the injector is working perfect. We already checked it out. Fuel pressure is fine, compression is fine, spark plugs are so, but it still could be okay. So we have most likely shorted wire or shorted computer driver for cylinder number 2. So that's cylinder number 1. So my light is connected to plus right now. So you can see cylinder number 1, computer grounded wire, nothing happens. Ignition is off right now actually. Number 2. Oops.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Right now we are going to disconnect the computer.
We're going to disconnect computer and see if it still lights up.
Don't touch the wire, anything. I don't know which side of this wire, but we disconnected both of them.
It's a very smart guy here.
So that's still number 2. Wow!
Is that the power side or the ground? That's the ground side. No, that was the power side.
Sorry. Look,
okay.
Nothing happens.
Okay, you hold it there and I plug it back in?
Yeah, sure.
Hey, Brent?
Oh, well, it's okay. I hold it like that.
Okay. But the key's off though, right?
Key's off, yeah.
Oh, wow.
One more time. Well,
I got it. No, I got it. I'll disconnect.
Here. So we already know it's on this side. Yeah.
No. It's a computer problem.
One more time on. Oh.
Okay,
done.
so battery positive to the computer ground side.
Computer ground side, so we can see it's all wire. There's 2 wires. One is the same for all injectors, and actually that
red and blue?
Red and purple, something like that here. And all other violet or purple wires with the stripes is all for injectors, so we know it's computer driver shorted.
Second 1.8T rear flange within 1 week. Different vehicles, but same problem. Sometimes they come in multiples. So I've got another 1.8 turbo. You can see this one's different. Done the coolant flange as well. but this one's in rough shape. So this is the flange. You can see the whole crusty residue that's in here, all rusty. A lot of scaling and flaking of stuff. Here's some of the material that came out. But this is an instance I mentioned in the other video about looking at the hose, making sure that it's okay. You can see the crack here. So this heater hose needs to be replaced. You can see the new one. There's no crack, obviously. So it's definitely well worth your while when you do one of these to check the hose. If in doubt, replace it, because it's easier at that point in time. That way you don't have to go back in. When replacing the serpentine belt, I always mention it's a good idea to check all your pulleys and bearings, etc. And then it actually is a good time to replace the tensioner, because the tensioner roller, odds are it's not going to last the life of the second new belt. Look at this. This is the plastic pulley that completely disintegrated. The bearing was making noise and then seized up. This is what's remaining of the belt. Luckily on this VR6 it doesn't wrap around the crank and go into a timing belt, chew up the timing belt, since there is no timing belt on this thing. But anyways, just like timing belts, you know, when you replace the timing belt and water pump, always replace the tensioner, because it may last the life of the new belt, but if it doesn't, you're gonna have major problems. So in this case, they're usually good for 2 belts, but definitely, you know, especially when they're harder to get at and routing the belt is difficult, make life easier. Go in there once, replace them both, and then the rest is taken care of. The water pump, obviously, actually this one looks pretty new here. There's a shiny housing. Water pumps can last 2 serpentine belts easily on the VR6. Alternator pulley, obviously alternator, once it starts to make noise, it makes noise. And I'm rambling, sorry. Long story short, tensioners, replace them with the serpentine belt. That's why it's most shops recommend it, because they don't want you coming back with a new belt looking like this due to a tensioner failure within the 1 year warranty that they supply. Even if this were to fail, I don't think that would cover the belt under warranty. That's a separate issue. Usually when they get noisy, they're noisy enough so that the customer should know and or realize something is going on, and then bring it into the shop. The person obviously ignored this and actually told my boss they were driving it with no power steering. Yeah, and obviously no water pump action either. So they didn't really say how long they drove it and how hot it got, but we'll see once everything is back together. ALH TDI one-way clutch pulley on the alternator. You can see the nice hole in the plastic here. That plastic cover is actually supposed to look like this, but you can see the one-way clutch seized up, and then the inner race, it's just, the whole pulley is just sliding up along it, and then it chews through the plastic, and look at how hot it got on the inside. So check those alternator one-way clutches. Once it's seized, it doesn't mean that it's not going to do any damage. They can actually free up again, and then they let loose, or obviously bind up first, create heat. Your belt's going to start slipping. You're going to hear weird noises, weird smells. Definitely check those clutches. Once it's seized, replace it as soon as you can, because they can start moving and disintegrate again. Or not again, obviously, but they can disintegrate and cause a bunch of problems. Fuel leak from the top of the fuel tank. There's the seal not sitting correctly. Yep. Don't see any markings that we ever did it, and there's no history that we ever replaced the sending unit. It does look a bit old, but anyways, got to make sure that seal is sitting good, otherwise you're gonna have leaks. 3.2 liter Audi with an intake runner fault code. This guy keeps popping off. So my top tech here put a screw in here, and that's holding it in position. Beats taking the whole intake off to replace the runner. Genius.
And especially this black mark, you see that's moving.
Yeah.
Not only we can see the road here,
Yeah.
but it's actual actuator.
Nice. Looks like coolant level's a bit low. There might be a leak somewhere. It's kind of hard to tell where the leak might be. I'm not sure. Can't see very much from the top here. I'm gonna have to look from underneath. Can't see a leak anywhere. Oh, wait a minute, what's this? If it bleeds, I can kill it.
This one is from Quebec. Came here, customer complained about bearing noise. We just replaced bearing in Quebec, and we find out that the wheel goes up and down like crazy. So somebody put the wrong bearing. That's his free play.
Yeah, that bearing is wrong, yeah.
There's nothing wrong here.
Yeah, I can see that,
Still?
yeah. Yeah, guess the snugness wasn't checked when they put it on. Got the system pumped up a bit. Heater core time. Or not. Don't think the customer's going to go for it. He's going to probably bypass it, hook it together. Leon of Bodgit and Leggit YouTube fame recently posted a video showing this impact gun. It's low power. It's meant for removing glow plugs. What it does is it vibrates quite a bit, and that vibration, those shocking pulses, can help unstick stuck glow plugs. So it's low power, 10 Newton meter, 20, 30, and 40 Newton meter. Comes with extensions, various size sockets to fit various glow plugs, and a universal joint. Looking forward to using it. I just need to get a Shopline air adapter, and remember, oil daily. So looking forward to using this. He showed it in one of his videos. Search Bodgit and Leggit on YouTube, and you'll see him using it. Yeah, looking forward to using it. Ordered it from the UK. That's the first link that I found that had it. I'm not sure it's available in North America. I'm the favorite uncle again, passing on a free mini bike. They already have dirt bikes, but it seems like they're having more fun with this. And we, what do you call it, christened the X-Mobile.
Wait, this is called the EXOVCDS?
Sorted.